真佛宗美国彩虹雷藏寺虚空场菩萨护摩法会开始，与会大众请起立，恭迎真佛宗创办人、无上法王根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛、师母莲香上师、仁波切及上师团，与会大众虔诚合掌，唱诵莲花童子心咒。
Today here at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington, the founder and the lineage root guru of True Buddha School, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, will be presiding over Ishijo Akasagharba Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. His Holiness and his retinue is now entering into the Homa hall, and the assembly will be standing and joining their palms and reciting the root guru mantra, Padma Kumara mantra.
顶礼坛城，做观想大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心善印。四平等一起手。请主持人敬献哈达，以表最崇高敬意。 最热烈的掌声，感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛的赐福。
We are very grateful to His Holiness blessings for the primary supplicants who just presented the offering of Hatha to the lineage Guru as a symbol of the highest honor and in fulfilling their requests as the primary supplicants for this Homa. Now we are inviting His Holiness to ascend to the Dharma throne. We are inviting Sumo, Rinpoche, all the Dharma Masters to please take the seats. We are inviting all the venerables, our distinguished guests, and all participants to please be seated. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng to bless the registration forms of the primary supplicants.
让我们以最热烈的掌声，感恩根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛，祝他心虚空藏菩萨。
First and foremost, let's give a greatest round of applause to our lineage Guru for presiding over this marvelous, rare, and supreme Homa fire offering ceremony of Akasagharba Bodhisattva. We would also like to extend our warmest welcome to all participating masters, venerables, and all participants from all over the world. The offering of Hatha. Now we would like to invite Vajra Master Lian Ho to represent all of us to present, to beseech the Dharma transmission and Dharma teaching by offering a Hatha as a symbol of the highest honor to the lineage Guru. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas sitting on top of our heads, radiating light to bless us. Recite the root Guru mantra, Padma Kumara mantra 7 times. Perform the visualization of the 4 immeasurables. Visualize ancestors and relatives from the father's side on your right, from the mother's side on your left, friends and teachers behind you, enemies and karmic creditors in front of you, and sentient beings around us, together practicing tantric dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Clap twice and snap your fingers. To awaken the deities, recite purification mantras and the earth deity mantra. Invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Namo White Mahapadmakumara. Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha. Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa. Namo Akasagharba Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa. Namo Akasagharba Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa. Namo Akasagharba Bodhisattva. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jade Pond. Namo 5 Dhyani Buddhas. True Buddha School 8 primary deities. Namo Yamantaka. Namo Akalanata. Namo 4 heavenly kings. Namo Sama Bodhisattva. Rainbow temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tantric Quarter, at the Seattle Lechang Temple, and at the abode of the Southern Mountain. Rainbow temples, mountain god, earth god, plant god, wind god, water god, heavenly fire god, dragon gods, and all divinities, as well as city gods, to please radiate light and bless this Homa. First to root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize full prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth left bow. Great Mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole space. Make the offering above to the lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, the main deity of Homa, Namo Akasagharba Bodhisattva, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents, and sun and moon transform into precious offering for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to allow us civilization. For food refuge, visualize lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra. Armor protection. Form Vajraklapsa mudra. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times. Inviting His Holiness to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness to set simultaneation, to bless the registration forms, the prayers, the Homa cards, and all the offerings. Please stand up and join your palms with reverence. We are inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the Homa fire pit, to set simultaneation around it, to lit the Homa fire, to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnetization, subjugation, and birth to deliverance. The assembly will be reciting the heart mantra of the main deity of Homa today, Akasagharba Bodhisattva.
圣尊莲生活佛，生法王座。
Inviting living Buddha Lian-Sheng to please ascend to the Dharma throne. Inviting Sumo Vajramaster Lian-Sheng to please take the seat. Inviting Rinpoche, all the Dhamma masters, venerables, our distinguished guests, all participants to please return to your seats.
Akasagharba Hare
Recite the heart mantras of the 8 principal deities and incan Buddha Amitabha. Please recite the supplication to the Buddha to stay in the Saha world. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness, the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas of the 10 directions of Buddha lands as numerous as grains of sand, all Bodhisattvas who are full of compassion toward all beings, all Herikas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The nights are long, the 3 poisons are proliferating. My body and soul are stricken, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness came to this world to salvage deluded ones. 3 jewels of eminent wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, human endeavors, rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of Buddha plead that you stay in the Saha world to turn the Dharma wheel, to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of utmost bliss, repaying for generosity from above, aiding those in the 3 realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. We dedicate the merit. We pray to Akasagharba Bodhisattva, the Source Vajra, to please use your power to protect Grandmaster with good health, longevity, peace, safety, and to continually turn the Dharma wheel with great bliss and self-mastery. Inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to the main deity of Homa, Akasagharba Bodhisattva. The Vajra of storage. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Akasagharba Bodhisattva, the Vajra of storage. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to Akasagharba Bodhisattva, the Vajra of storage. We pray to Akasagharba Bodhisattva to guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure land of the accumulation of all fragrances. Please bless all participants that by your vow we have the space-like wisdom. May we enhance our wisdom. We pray that you bless us with ample wisdom, with the virtues and conduct. Please bless us with the eradication of our karmic sicknesses, the eradication of our karma. Please bless us with harmony, love, and respect. The Akasagharba Bodhisattva, please bestow Anyone who make a wish, may their wishes be fulfilled. Please bestow the space-like wisdom, like the sky, that in our spiritual cultivation we gain benefits. We pray that you bless us with the wisdom of the Tathagata, complete and fulfilling like the sky. Please bless us with precious treasures that's just like the sky. May we benefit from our spiritual cultivation. We pray for the blessing by the root guru, absorption by the yidam, and protection by the protectors. We pay homage to Akasagharba Bodhisattva, the Vajra of treasury, and gods in heavens, gods on earth. May we be far from all calamities. May all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. May those who pray, may their prayers be granted. We pray to Akasagharba Bodhisattva to please bless us so that all hindrances and obstructions disappear, enemies and enmities disappear. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Ha 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 ha, ban ka wen sa wa, ta tha ka ta, pe za ma mi men cha, pe zi ba wa, ma ha sa ma ya, sa to a hom pe, om pe za sa to sa ma ya, ma lu pa na ya, pe za sa to te lu ba di cha, zi zo me pa wa, su to ka yo me pa wa, su po ka yo me pa wa, ano la to me pa wa, sha wa ha si di men bo la ya cha, sha wa ga ma su za me ji da mu si ni ren gu ro hop. Ha 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 ha, ban ka wen sa wa, ta tha ka ta, pe za ma mi men cha, pe zi ba wa, ma ha sa ma ya, sa to a hom pe, om pe za sa to sa ma ya, ma lu pa na ya, pe za sa to te lu ba di cha, zi zo me pa wa, su to ka yo me pa wa, su po ka yo me pa wa, anu la to me pa wa, sha wa si di me bo la ya sa, sha wa ga ma su za me ji da mu si ni ren gu ro ho. Ha 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 ha, ban ka wen sa wa, ta tha ka ta, pe za ma mi men cha, pe zi ba wa, ma ha sa ma ya, sa to a hom pe.
Take homage using visualization first to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for prostration on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Recite completion mantra. Now with the greatest round of applause, Let us offer our gratitude to our lineage Guru for presiding over this Akasagharba Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. The True Buddha School Dharma invitation ritual has now begun. Please, everybody, please kneel down. With the greatest reverence, we are inviting our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, on the spring blessing ceremony of the year 2020 to please confer the Dharma transmission of Ishi-Chogar Buddha Mother Deity Yoga. When the flower blossoms like rain falling from the sky, the earth shook, thunders roared, the earth was enshrouded with rainbow lights and marvelous secret sound. That was when Ishi-Chogar, the great Buddha Mother, took a rebirth on earth. The Buddha Mother realized that everything in this world is ever-changing, impermanent, so she fearlessly and assiduously urged herself to cultivate spiritually. She undertook ascetic practices without ever relenting. She vowed to strictly abide by her Samaya pledge, never to let it falter even the slightest. The crux of her attainment lies not only in her unwavering diligence in her practice, but also her complete faith and reliance towards her lineage root Guru's body, speech, and mind, her lifelong obeisance, and her greatest reverence in attending to her Guru. The Guru-disciple relationship between Guru Padmasambhava and Ishi-Chogar was that of the harmonious spiritual companion that was completely pure in accordance with the Dharma law. Centuries have passed, myriad transformations in time and space occurred, yet here, today, the one with complete secret hidden Dharma treasure of Guru Padmasambhava, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, through his utmost compassion, will once again turn the gigantic Dharma wheel of the secret teaching, and for the first time he will transmit the supreme tantric Dharma practices of the Buddha Mother Ishi-Chogar Deity Yoga. When we gaze to the sky at dawn, the bright blue light of the twinkling star, pray to the Buddha Mother Ishi-Chogar. She will lovingly protect us. Let us bow to her. She will guide us towards light. She is our everlasting Mother. The bright blue light Dakini is the Buddha Mother Ishi-Chogar. The lineage Guru of Tantrayana, Guru Padmasambhava, Ishi-Chogar, the Vajra Yogini, Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, has the Dharma for centuries, as if the Guru is here himself. The marvelous profundity of Ishi-Chogar Dharma. Living Buddha Lian-Sheng is endowed with this sublime affinity. We pray to His Holiness to please turn the Dharma wheel with precious oral teaching to awaken our self-nature. Receiving and upholding this perfect instruction, may we attain an unexcelled bright radiance of great bliss amidst the empty nature. Now we would like to invite the representatives of the Rainbow Temple to present offerings to our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Offering the statue of Padma Kumara. By the statue of our lineage root Guru, we pray for the great lineage blessings. May true Buddha lineage continue and flourish for eternity, and we vow to always follow your footsteps. The offering of Hatha and offering. As the symbol of the highest honor to the lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Offering the statue of Yeshe Chogyal Buddha Mother, we pray to Yeshe Chogyal, the Buddha Mother, endowed with both compassion and wisdom, to please radiate the bright blue light, and by marvelous power of your compassion, please protect the ceremony so that it can benefit both the living and the dead. Offering Yeshe Chogyal's footprint. By this precious footprint, which symbolizes each of the footsteps of her spiritual journey, it gives inspiration to spiritual cultivators all over the world to diligently follow her footsteps. Offering a crown and dragon robe. A dragon crown, dazzling and beholding, its dignity trembled heaven and earth. A Dharma robe, protecting the body, protecting all people, its virtues complement heaven and earth. Braja bell and scepter, to symbolize the dual execution of His Holiness' wisdom and compassion. Appearing as the pure wisdom light, the self-nature of the dual execution, Samaya, is emptiness, and the Dharma sound fills all 10 directions. Offering pure silver empowerment vase. His Holiness conferred the empowerment of the Buddha Mother. The pure nectar from the precious vase is ever flowing. The auspicious peacock feather bestowing blessings, and all beings are blessed with both wisdom and good fortunes. Offering human skin Damaru, the sound of the drum played by His Holiness is praised by all heavens and all Buddhas. Its sound reaches heaven and earth and provides guidance toward light. Offering precious mala, one mantra, one radiance. By chanting a mantra, all dharma is reached. The mind is the body to attain supreme siddhi. Offering Dharma wheel, the Supreme Dharma King, Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, turning the Dharma wheel in all realms. Those who meet the precious wheel are saved from calamities and sufferings abandoned. Presenting a Dharma conch, the true Buddha, His Holiness, blowing on the conch, propagating the great Dharma that reaches far and wide. Its sound eradicates all transgressions, and the sound of the Buddha is omnipresent. Offering the 8 auspicious items and crystal lotus symbolizes the marvelous Dharma sound. It is endowed with dignified wisdom. The crystal clear, transparent, pure, like lotus, ultimately attain liberation and self-mastery. And please also offer a bouquet of flower to Simu, and to offer our gratitude for her continual guidance. And now, please, all the reps, to pay homage to the lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Half bow. Please take a photo. Please bow to our lineage root Guru. So the Dharma invitation ritual by the Rainbow Temple for the Yeshe Chogyal Dharma transmission has now been completed.
最热烈的掌声，感恩根本传承上师的赐福。
Now once again, let us all offer our utmost gratitude to our lineage root Guru. Let us now join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teachings. First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Bawang Liaoming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhapa. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubdan Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. Namo Akasagharba Bodhisattva. Sumu Danchan Katso. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are the Taipei rep to Sweden and Norway, Ambassador Dong Zhou Liao's wife, Dharma Sister Judy, Dr. Ryan Zhuang, and from Canada, Dr. Olivia and her husband, and a celebrity from Malaysia, Dharma Sister Chi Wenbing. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? I would like to let everybody know first, for next Sunday, which is January 19th, at 3 p.m., there would be Manohara Homa fire offering ceremony, which is the wealth attracting goddess. She is red. She's from Amitabha Buddha. It's one who was emanated by Amitabha Buddha. And Manohara's mudra is the Vajra hook, which we often form. And her mantra that's her mantra. This deity, Manohara, is extremely responsive. In Thailand, there is a Dharma sister Ying who used Manohara's Vajra hook and has continually hooked for 3 years and always She always won prizes, big and small, never skipped once, and she earned more than her salary this way. And I've said it many times that Dharma's sister Ying from Thailand, every morning she would walk and face the sky and use the Vajra hook and visualize Manohara, recite her mantra, and then she would always buy the 4-number lottery. And after a period of time, I asked her again, do you still win the prizes? Still. 1 year passed and I asked her again and she said, yes, I'm still winning the lotteries. So she's really fortunate. The 4-number lottery in Southeast Asia. That was Dharma's sister Ying from Thailand. And when I observe her face of the Dharma sister Ying, her mouth is all the way to the ears. Huge. Some ladies have small mouth. But this Dharma sister Ying, when she laughs, wow, so huge. No wonder she eats up all the fortunes. No wonder she's always winning the lottery. And her characteristic is her huge mouth. There's this song about one big mouth. But it is really quite marvelous how she won the prizes. That's due to Manohara. If you don't like money, because you don't like money, then what need do you have to pray to Manohara? Then you don't have to be primary supplicants. But if you like money, then you should be the primary supplicants. I don't force you, but if you don't like it, then there's no need to become primary supplicants. It's best that nobody wants to become primary supplicants next week, next Sunday, not even one. Okay, let's set a record. Not even one primary supplicant. That symbolizes that you're so clean. This is the Dharma sister Ying. She used a Manohara, Vasudhara, to hook to the sky, and then she would buy the 4-number lottery and continually win the prizes for years. I haven't seen her now, so I don't know if she's still winning. So her characteristic is really with huge mouth. So that's her photo. She's often in contact with Hui Jun. But Hui Jun's mouth is not that big. So as I said, if you don't need it, no need to become primary supplicants. Let's set a record that next Sunday there's no primary supplicants at all. As a human being, we want to be heroic too. Today we perform Akasagharba Bodhisattva Homa, and the meaning of this deity, Akasagharba, which means his wisdom is like the sky, the cosmic space. And I've said that his Pure Land is in the stars. The stars. And in the sky, the most is the stars, which is his Pure Land. So when Kobudaishi practiced this deity, he saw a star like a comet descended and entered into his mouth. By practicing this deity, you need to choose a special date. At the end, generally, you always practice, but at the end, when you ask for the wisdom, is when you have the sun eclipse and the moon eclipse. That would be the most precious. I have taught you to use a glass of water and place it under the sky. And then you practice during the eclipse, and then you pray to the Akasagharba Bodhisattva, the light of the precious sword and of the treasures, to enter into the glass of water during the sun or the moon eclipse. And you visualize the lights to enter into the glass of water that you offered. And then you drink that glass of water. Then you would be able to increase your own wisdom. And his Pure Land is called the Pure Land of collected fragrances. So during the sun and the moon eclipse, you practice the Akasagharba Bodhisattva, and then you collected all the light of Akasagharba from his precious sword and from the treasures that he held to enter into the glass of water. And then you drink that glass of water. It would increase your memory. Then you will never forget. And that's the Dhamma practice for memory. Lunar eclipse and solar eclipse, yes. On the lunar and solar eclipse. Yeah, please give microphone. Very grateful to His Holiness for transmitting the Akasagharba Dharma transmission and empowerment. And that night I returned to my temple and the True Buddha building, and it was all stars inside that. And because of that inspiration, I started the registrations for the stars, like donation to the True Buddha News Weekly. So that's why we got a huge fund from that donators. So he not only bestowed wisdom but also money that he bestowed to True Buddha News Weekly. So related to Akasagharba Bodhisattva. His wisdom is like the sky. His treasury and the good fortune that he bestows upon sentient beings is also like the sky. So it's not only about wisdom. His mudra is like this. So the tips of the index fingers touching each other. And the rest are in the inner claps. These index fingers are forming like a treasure. This is like a treasury and treasures. So the so-called Akasagharba is the one whose wisdom is like the sky, and his treasures, stores of treasures, is also like sky. So you would be endowed with perfect wisdom and good fortunes. And about the word storage, store or treasury, which is the same Chinese character, zhang or chang, is the same, like the thunder store. Like just now, during the ritual invitation for Ishi-Choga, they use the sounds of thunders. And the store of thunders, Lei Zhang Temple, the name of the temple, was given to me by Golden Mother long ago, starting in Taiwan. So therefore, all true Buddha school temples are called Lei Zhang temples, which is the temples of the store of thunders. So what does it mean, the sound of thunder? The thunder. So the thunder trembles under the sky. So true Buddha school is like the thunder. What sound is the loudest on earth is the sound of thunder. So the thunder trembles under the sky, all the four continents. And what is the store? In the past, we say that I explained it is that the store of self to show the true suchness. So to store my true Buddha. The thunder trembles under the sky, and to store my true Buddha. To sound on the four oceans, so four continents and four oceans. So why our true Buddha's temples are called the Lei Zhang temples? And we heard the sound of thunders earlier too. And it's also related to what we talked about in Lamdre. It is the store of consciousness, or the stored inside. The Buddha nature is stored inside us. So Sakyamuni Buddha said, oh, it turns out to be like this, that every sentient being has Buddha nature. No exception. And because of the sixth rebirth cycle, you're being contaminated. You're being adulterated. That's why you're always in the cycle of the sixth rebirth. And you never show or appear your own Buddha nature. You don't seek it outside or inside. because it's already there. You don't have to find it. You don't need to practice to have it. You already have it. I said it last night. But this Buddha nature is being enshrouded by the dust of contaminants. And because of that, you're always in the cycle of reincarnations. But the Buddha nature does not. Therefore, it is the pure Buddhi body. Principally, when your karma is completely eradicated, there is no need to seek or to pray to the Buddhas or Bodhisattvas. Your own Buddha nature would appear. You were intrinsically a Buddha. When Sakyamuni Buddha gained enlightenment, he spoke that, oh, it turned out that each sentient being has Buddha nature. That's what he meant. That's what he meant. So I was talking about Lei Zhang, or the store of thunders. So it hides or it stores the true suchness of the Tathagata inside your body. So when you practice the body mandala, you should be clear about that. The so-called Bodhisattva on the 10th ground, what is it about? The Bodhisattva can go to the 13th ground. When you reach the 11th ground, that's a Buddhahood. Vairocana Buddha is on the 13th ground. Adharma Buddha is at the 16th ground, the primordial Buddha. Why is there the 13th ground? In Tantrayana we say that on your channels there are 13 knots. Of course, not just 13. But when you open 3 knots, you reach 1 ground. So by the most crucial knots in our channels are over 30. And then if you open all these knots, by opening 3 knots, you climb 1 ground. This is written in Lamdre. When you practice the completion path, when your chi, inner fire, and light drops open a knot, when you open 3 knots, then you enter into the first ground. And when you open another 3 knots, you reach the second ground. And you open another 3 knots again, and you reach the 3rd ground. And then all the way, when you reach the 11th ground, you have attained Buddhahood. It's written in Lamdre. So when you attain Buddhahood, does the Buddha come from outside? No. It's something that you appear, that you generate, that you show. The light radiance, the clear light radiance that you yourself show. So therefore, you cannot forsake yourself, because inside our body, there is the intrinsic, the primordial Buddha nature in it. So when you are reincarnated, the Buddha nature is not being reincarnated, it's still pure. But the soul is polluted and contaminated. So the impure soul is being reincarnated and recycled back and forth and never get liberated. But one day, when all your karma is cleared, then you gain liberation. And this liberation is not being done by other people. It's something that you rely on your own spiritual cultivation to clear your karma, to show your Buddha nature. And that is the pure body. That's what it meant. And talking about stars, there's this joke about stars. When we go shopping with the girlfriend always stand in front of a designer brand shop. But I continue walking. And then she would ask me, why are you like the comet, walking so fast? And the man said, the comet scoots very fast because the comet does not want to know about your wish. Kobodaishi Yidam is Mahavairokana. All you know. Akasagharba Kobodaishi Yidam is Vairokana. But Kobodaishi also practiced Akasagharba. I had visited Xi'an or Chang'an, the Green Dragon Temple there. And inside the temple, they kept a room. And when they opened the room, that was the room where the senior elder venerable Hui Guo met Kobodaishi. And they also built a tall building there. Is to gaze at the ocean, because Kobodaishi loved to climb up that building to look at the ocean, to gaze toward Japan. So I don't know if it was built at a later date, because Japanese love to go to Xi'an because they knew about Kobodaishi and they visited that Green Dragon Temple, which is at the suburb of Xi'an City in China. And Kobodaishi, under the blessing of the Hui Guo Venerable, received the lineage of the Chinese Tantrayana, and he returned to Japan and built the Japanese Tantrayana, which is the Shingon religion. And in order to attain wisdom, he did practice the Dharma practice of Akasagharba, of listening and contemplating. And until the stars entered into his mouth, to enter into his body, and his memory became really excellent. So if you want to gain wisdom, memory, or good fortune, you can practice this deity Akasagharba. In the past, before New Year, the boss would tell everybody, let money rolling in. It's a good wishes for the New Year. So you say nice things. But bosses nowadays would also say the same words in Chinese. It's laying off people. So get out of here. So this is what happened in the new year now. Or whether it's a good economic time or not, you don't want to be laid off. I don't know which deity you should practice. But in some, True Buddha School has a very incredible deity protecting us. That's Marichi. Marichi Sutra and Marichi Mantra. If you often chant either Marichi Sutra or Mantra, your boss would treat you differently. He would say, let money rolling in instead of you're laid off, get out of here. Why Marichi Sutra is protecting you? Nobody can bully you. That's the Marichi Sutra. Nobody can mistreat you if you often chant this sutra and mantra. And both the human beings or the formless spirits and beings. After class, Xiaoming and Xiaobao were arguing. Xiaoming said, "You're a pig." And Xiaobao shouted back, "You are the pig." And the teacher cannot let it go on because both of you are pigs, so you should get along well. I have said it, it's very important to protect yourself. Now let's continue to expound on Lamdre. All the start of affinities that arises to the completion path. So everything is a start of affinity. That Grandmaster can walk the Taoist and then the Buddhist path and then the Tantric path. That's all start of affinity. I was a Protestant up until high school, and I was even a Sunday school teacher and a Bible study teacher. Because at that time, the Protestants pay more attention to the New Testament. Mark, Matthew, Lucas, John, Corinthians. And how come? Eventually, I believe in Buddhism. Of course, that's because of the affinity. I was called by name by Golden Mother. Nobody knew my Japanese name, but Golden Mother called my Japanese name Katsu. So the Chiyo-san, who was a medium, kept calling out, who has the name Katsu? Nobody answered, so I did. I stood up because my name is Katsu. And she asked me to come to the altar and said, but I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. And what should I do? Kneel down. Why? I'm a Christian. Well, just kneel down. You will know. Once I kneel down, it's amazing. I started to feel some spiritual experiences. Golden Mother appeared, Amitabha Buddha appeared, Akasagharba Bodhisattva appeared, the Jade Emperor appeared, which is Indra. appeared and spoke. They asked me to propagate Buddha Dharma. And I said, what's going on? How could it be? Truly, that's what happened then. Asked me to spread Buddha Dharma. What? Oh no. And then when I got home that night, they brought me to take a look and to go through the 6 rebirth realms to see my previous lives. So that's the start of affinity. So this all the start of affinity, there arises the completion path. And because I had that start of affinity, now I'm here propagating Buddha Dharma. This was all truthful. Mark, Matthew, Lucas, John, Corinthians 1 and Corinthians 2, Thessalonica, and some I forgot. Me too. And then lastly, Judas, Jesus, and Lucas. Those are the books of the Bible. That's how I memorize the books in the New Testaments. And I'm sorry to Jesus Christ, because I was baptized as a Protestant by Su Tianming, the minister who gave me a baptize. And he's from the Presbyterian Church. So I was a baptized Protestant. And now I took refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So that's all due to the affinity. But Jesus also appeared in front of me, in front of my bed, a huge white light, and he spoke to me. Just walk your own path. And that path is also bright and radiant. Then I have ease of mind. Otherwise, I felt unease because I was baptized. And then later on, I joined Taoism and Buddhism. That wasn't quite right. So what happens with my baptism? But Jesus appeared and told me, just walk your own path and your future would be bright. So the verse said, based on the 5 start of affinity, is the completion path. So we use these 5 starts of affinity to explain the completion path. The first one is the outer start of affinity. It's the phenomena of the circulation of qi and its scenes, dreams, and other crude items externally. When you practice the qi, when you move and circulate the qi, and there's some scenes, sensations, and phenomena appearing. Dreams, like the realms of the dreams, are considered external, and they're also considered the crude spiritual experiences. Second, the inner start of affinity is the gathering of the mind qi at the palace of the channel seeds. So the qi has entered into your channels. That's considered the inner start of affinity, and you would feel some spiritual experiences. So by practicing the treasure-based energy yoga is to make the qi to enter into the central channel. Once the qi enters the central channel, then you would feel some spiritual experiences. That's called the inner start of affinity. Third is the secret start of affinity. It's only by cutting off the worldly path up to the appearance of the out of worldly path, such as the body channel mandala and the 4 mandalas, etc. So what is the secret start of affinity? What is the worldly path? What is the path of merit accumulation? That's the worldly path. Of course, you still have to practice the worldly path. You cannot cut it off completely. You have to perform merits and do Dharma practice at the same time. So in the Saha world, you have to perform charities and to perform your tantric practices. And when the worldly path decreases and the out of worldly path increases, like in your mindset, how you live, how you handle everything worldly, that's considered the worldly path. And if you have more out of the worldly thoughts, you want to gain enlightenment and leave behind the mundane world, that's on the out of worldly path, which is like the body channel mandala or the 4 mandalas, etc. Let me tell you, in the Ishichoga instructions, she once said, Guru Padmasambhava started Ishichoga's channels and chakras so that she sees the mandalas. It's not the outer mandalas that's being set up, not the worldly mandalas, but the inner mandalas. When your qi is flowing smoothly in the channels, when you open the navel chakra, then you would be able to see Ratnasambhava Buddha's mandala. When the qi opens the secret chakra, the generative chakra, then you would see the Amoghasiddhi Buddha's mandala there. When you open the heart chakra, you would be able to see the Akasagharba Buddha's mandala there. When you open the throat chakra, you would see Amitabha Buddha's mandala there. When you open the brow chakra, you see Vairocana Buddha's mandala there. So the Guru blessed Ishichogar, so Ishichogar could see her own mandala inside her body. This kind of spiritual experiences is called the 4 mandalas of the out of worldly path and the other body channel mandalas. The 4th is suchness start of affinity, is at above the initial ground, light drops seen from the outer inspection, qi seen from the inner inspection, merits seen from the suchness inspection. Once you have the suchness, that's the start of affinity of Buddhahood. So this is anything above the initial ground. So once you open the 3 knots, the first 3 knots, then you're a bodhisattva at the initial ground. which is the joyous bodhisattva, which is the generation of the light drops or the appearance of the light drops, then you would know where the chi is, where it moves, and merits seen from the suchness inspection. Then in your inner mind, the inner merits would appear. The fifth is the ultimate start of affinity, the 13 grounds assimilated into the 4 cultivations. So if you have opened the last knot and you have reached the 13th ground, the realm of Vairocana Buddha, at that point, it is called the ultimate start of affinity, and this is considered fruition. The fruition that you attain is the 13th ground, assimilated into the 4 cultivations. This way, all on the path away from the worldly path, by relying on the 5 starts of affinity, is called the completion path, based on the 5 starts of affinity. Also, this outer start of affinity accumulating at the environment is extremely deep. The secret start of affinity accumulating at the mind is called the gathering. The true suchness start of affinity accumulation is 3 kinds, and each of them real, and the ultimate start of affinity accumulating at the fruit that appears. These are the completion path through the 5 starts of affinity. So now you understand about the outer, inner, secret, suchness, and ultimate starts of affinity. So which realm you have reached, it's been described very clearly here. So for the outer is that the phenomena of the chi, and you can see it in your dreams. That's the first one. And for the inner affinity is the gathering of the mind chi at the channel seat palace. At this time, the chi has entered into the channels. And the secret start of affinity is you have cut off the worldly path, and you have attained your own body channel mandala and the 4 mandalas of the outer worldly path. You know yourself. And the suchness start of affinity is above the initial ground. Light drops, chi, and merits. And then, lastly, the ultimate start of affinity, that you would have reached the 13 grounds. Is this too profound? Is this too deep? The Chinese New Year is around the corner. The Chinese New Year is around the corner. How do you celebrate it? This is what it said. Between 18 to 20, you go see the fireworks. But the Gregorian New Year's pass. This is about Taiwan. You go to 101 tower to watch the fireworks. From 2024 to see the sunrise, the first sunrise of 2020. From 2030 to go to the concert. And 30-35, you play mahjong till dawn. 35 to 40, you just watch TV at home. And above 40, sleep. That's for the New Year. In the past, we were so happy celebrating New Year. Kids would wear new clothes, the new clothes to be worn on New Year's Day, new clothes, new hat, everything. It's placed near the bed and keep checking out whether the daybreak is there. Is it raining? Then we would wear all of our new clothes and we would walk around the village. But now we have no such mood anymore. Such a huge difference. No more. Someone asked the master, can I help you? And this person said, please give us guidance. And the master said, your forehead is dark, your spirit is suspicious, and the bad luck's following you. And then he said, I have a really bad luck. When I left home, I was stuck at the door. When I tried to get on the bus, I was being pinched by the door. And when I walked down the steps broke down. And when I got on the cable car, the cable broke, and the master checked and did a divination and said, there's no need to go into panic. All you have to do is to lose weight. Too heavy. Hui-Jin, this time when you pass through custom, were you called into the little room? So Hui-Jin was called into the little room of the immigration. So you got caught up for over an hour and she couldn't leave. Do you know who pulled you out? Lian-Qi, please stood up. The custom asked him, where do you live? And she actually said, my tantric quarter address, 17012, Northeast 40th Court, Redmond, Washington, 98052. So why did you report it my house address? Because you read my books a lot, so you remember this address. But luckily, Lian-Qi was at the tantric quarter and received the phone call, and his English is good. And then she told them, let her come in to enter into America. She has her own spiritual center. So after coming here, they would go back to their own spiritual center to earn more money But that earning money part is what I said. There's no need to stop her. Just let all the monks and nuns, they just want to join ceremonies. They will not stay here for a long time. All they do here is spending money. They earn money at their home. So he saved you. So otherwise you would have been stuck by the doors of the immigration. So it looked like you were still fat. You gained more weight than last time, right? See? What the master said is definitely right. Please sit down. And then she said, Grandmaster's happy clown is here. Oh, happy fruit. Someone that makes Grandmaster happy. And she, do you remember what you told immigration? Good thing that Lian-Chi's English is very good. So he could communicate to the immigration officer for a long time. And eventually she got out. Because the custom knew that you are heavyweight. Lian-Chi came to America when he was young. And he studied, he was in elementary school, high schools, and college here in America. So he's American. This attendant is very excellent. Where's your master degree? Oh, in Kaohsiung's Teachers College. And America is at the UC California. Let me share one more joke. Xiaoming told Dad, Xiaohua's dad swims really well. How come you don't know how to swim? And then his dad replied, because Xiaohua's dad loves to eat fish. That's why he knows how to swim. But I don't eat fish, so of course I don't know how to swim. But Dad, you always eat chicken, but you never give eggs. This is not logical. So the starts of affinity that rise to the completion path is logical. Everything is logical. There's a student every year is always last in class and always got involved in fightings. But the parents asked the teacher to write better recommendations. And what should he do? So he said that his score is always stable. And his hand movement is very strong. If we have to review Hui Jun Master, I would say Master Hui Jun is round and complete. However, she doesn't roll very fast. She always asks someone else to replace her. Actually, sometimes you use kinder words to praise someone. Hui Jun has round face, round body, and most importantly, round butts. 3 rounds. Upper round, middle round, lower round. So that symbolizes round and complete. So during the new year, by seeing her, its harmony would give rise to money. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.
分莲生活和精彩宝贵的法语开示，请大家协助把这一页的。
We are very grateful to Solar's precious Dharma teaching. In a moment, there would be the empowerment for the Akasagharba Bodhisattva. And during the empowerment, please remember to form the mudra, to recite the mantra, and to visualize the deity. This ends the English interpretation today. Thank you very much. 空气好
让我们以最热烈的掌声感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛慈悲赐受虚空场菩萨法灌顶。做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印。二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印。三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印。四平等一起手。我们现在一起顶礼师尊，一起感恩师尊。谢谢师尊。等一下呢，会恭请师尊在护摩殿为大家摩顶加持。如果大家有留下来的话呢，请在表演完之后呢，看完表演之后呢，才恭请师尊摩顶啊。就是看完表演之后还有一次的摩顶，如果有留下来的话，就不要排队给师尊摩顶了。护摩法会圆满吉祥结束了，非常感谢根本传承上师的大加持，感谢师母仁波切诸位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教及大家的护持，以及网络直播现场观看的观众，谢谢大家功德无量。网络直播到此结束，非常感谢大家的收看，阿弥陀佛。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.